Hi, my friends. Happy to have you here at Blacklight Special ASMR. We have some relaxing blacklight hair play, as well as a few random fascinating facts for you. So take a few relaxing breaths and let's get started. Fascinating fact 1. You're bioluminescent. You glow. According to a study conducted in 2009 by Japanese researchers, human bioluminescence, invisible light, exists. It's just too dim for our weak eyes to pick up on. The team thinks the head glows the most because this part of the body generally sees more sunlight, affecting the melanin inside the skin and triggering the illuminating reaction better than other areas. The researchers also suggest that the glow could be linked to the body's biological clock. So in the late afternoon, when we're burning the most energy, we glow the brightest. The next time someone tells you you're glowing, you'll know they're speaking the truth. Fascinating fact 2. Your heart rate is affected by the rhythm of the music you're listening to. You might not realize that music engages not only your auditory system, but many other parts of your brain as well, including areas responsible for movement, language, attention, memory, and emotion. Studies have found that listening to music may enable people to exercise longer during cardiac stress testing done on a treadmill or stationary bike. It may improve blood vessel function by relaxing arteries, as well as help heart rate and blood pressure levels return to baseline more quickly after physical exertion. Music may ease anxiety in heart attack survivors and help people recovering from heart surgery to feel less pain and anxiety and possibly sleep better. Like other pleasurable sensations, listening to or creating music triggers the release of dopamine, a brain chemical that makes people feel engaged and motivated. Sound processing begins in the brainstem, which also controls the rate of your heartbeat and respiration. This connection could explain why relaxing music may lower heart rate, breathing rate, and blood pressure, and also seems to ease pain, stress, and anxiety. It's truly amazing how music is being used to improve overall health. Music therapy has been proven effective in supporting people with overall physical rehabilitation needs, facilitating movement, increasing people's motivation to become engaged in their treatment, and providing emotional support. It has also been used on patients with post traumatic stress disorder, autism, Alzheimer's disease, and more. It's important to note that in addition to beats per minute, many organizations agree that personal preferences in music, interests, genre, nostalgia, overall song message have a lot to do with the success of this therapy. There's no downside to using music to either relax or to invigorate you. Fascinating fact 3. TV commercials emit a tone inaudible to the human ear that your smartphone picks up on, letting advertisers know that both devices might belong to you. This is one way in which advertisers work to deliver targeted ads to you. The technology is called ultrasonic cross-device tracking. It is used in various applications on mobile and other devices, sometimes without the user's knowledge. Ultrasonic tracking uses sound waves that are picked up by device microphones to gather data, pinpoint a user's location, and more. The methodology utilizes sound that can't be heard by humans, but can be detected by various devices, such as smartphones and tablets. Ultrasonic sound waves are those with a frequency that is too high, generally above 18 kilohertz, to be audible to the human ear. For example, a dog whistle makes ultrasonic sounds. The dog can hear it even though you can't. In the past several years, developers have found uses for these sounds in mobile device tracking. The sounds are encoded with data to create beacons, which can be transmitted from any type of speaker and picked up by a listening device. The beacons can be embedded within everyday sounds, such as the audio of a TV or web advertisement. They can even be interlaced into the music that you hear in stores and elevators or broadcast without any covering sounds. By using your device's microphone to listen for the beacons, phone manufacturers and app developers can put them to a range of uses, such as building user profiles, device pairing, proximity detection, and data transmission. This technology can be useful for users. For example, by offering real-time deals at the grocery store, but it does have its downfalls. There are obvious privacy concerns with apps accessing your device's microphone, especially when they do so without explicit permission. Your main defense system against ultrasonic tracking is vigilance. Don't grant access to your microphone and pay attention to those privacy policies. Fascinating fact 4. Giraffes and humans have the same number of neck bones. Almost all mammals do. Even though the neck of a giraffe can be 8 feet long and weigh up to 600 pounds, they have only 7 neck vertebrae. Each of theirs can be up to 10 inches long. These large vertebrae link together to form those famous long necks we all know and love. A giraffe's long neck allows it to eat leaves high in the trees. This decreases food competition between them and other plant-eating animals. Their long necks also help them spot distant predators. Because of their unique vantage points, other grassland prey species will often look to giraffe for signs of incoming danger. Lastly, male giraffe will use their long necks to compete with other males. They do this by swinging their necks against each other in a behavior called necking. As the tallest land animal, a giraffe's legs alone stand taller than the height of the average human being. Virtually all mammals have the same number of neck bones. Giraffes, mice, humans, and whales all have 7 cervical vertebrae. The only exceptions are manatees with 6 vertebrae, two-toed sloths with 6, and three-toed sloths at 9. Fascinating. Fascinating fact 5. If you unwind a roll of Scotch tape fast enough, it can generate enough X-rays to image a human finger. Seth Putterman and colleagues from the University of California, Los Angeles, used a motor to unwind a roll of sticky tape and recorded the electromagnetic emissions. Ripping the tape from its roll at 3 centimeters per second generated X-ray bursts of 15 kiloelectron volts, each lasting 1 billionth of a second and containing over 1 million photons. Exactly what drives this process is still a mystery, but it is well known that if two surfaces rub over one another, one becomes positively charged and one negatively charged. In this case, the sticky adhesive becomes positive and the polyethylene roll negative. This charge difference builds up until an electron jumps from the adhesive to the roll with enough energy to produce X-rays when it hits the tape. The strength of the X-rays means that they could be a useful source for X-ray photography, but it would require miles of tape. It's not impossible, just impractical. Fascinating fact 6. Scotland chose the unicorn as its national animal. Unicorns have been linked to Scotland for centuries. In Celtic mythology, the unicorn was a symbol of purity and innocence, as well as masculinity and power. Tales of dominance and chivalry associated with the unicorn may be why it was chosen as Scotland's national animal. While the animal is mythological, the ideals it represents are what make it a perfect fit as the national animal for Scotland. And because, like this proud beast, Scots would fight to remain unconquered. The unicorn was first used on the Scottish royal coat of arms by William I in the 12th century. In the 15th century, when King James III was in power, gold coins even appeared with the unicorn on them. When Scotland and England unified under the reign of King James VI of Scotland in 1603, the Scottish royal arms had two unicorns supporting a shield. When King James VI became James I of England and Ireland, he replaced the unicorn on the left of the shield with the national animal of England, the lion, to show that the countries were indeed united. You may wonder, why is the unicorn chained on the Scottish coat of arms? The unicorn representing Scotland in the coat of arms is always depicted bound by a golden chain, which is often seen passing around its neck and wrapping all around its body. The unicorn was believed to be the strongest of all animals, wild and untamed, and that it could only be humbled by a virgin maiden. It is possible that the entrapment symbolizes the power of the Scottish kings. They were strong enough to tame even a unicorn. Did you know that Scotland has a National Unicorn Day? It's on the 9th of April every year. Fascinating fact 7. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer. One of the reasons the Eiffel Tower is still as dazzling as ever is because it adapts to its environment and all types of weather conditions: wind, cold, rain, snow, frost, heat, etc. Like any metal, puddled iron is sensitive to variations in temperature and so reacts to high temperatures in summer and low or even negative temperatures in winter. When temperatures rise, the tower increases in size. This is a natural physical phenomenon called thermal expansion. Heat causes an increase in volume that makes the Eiffel Tower a few millimeters taller. This expansion also causes the tower to tilt slightly away from the sun. The sun only hits one of the four sides of the tower, creating an imbalance with the other three sides that remain stable, thus causing the Eiffel Tower to lean just a bit. The sun's movement over the course of a clear day can cause the top of the tower to move in a more or less circular curve measuring approximately 15 centimeters in diameter. Conversely, when cold winter weather arrives, the metal structure contracts and it can lose a few millimeters as well. Suffice to say that these changes are natural and have no impact on the robustness of the structure. They are also absolutely imperceptible to visitors and observers. On the other hand, high winds can cause it to wobble or vibrate somewhat without damaging the structure. Because the engineers at Eiffel's company had 20 years experience designing metal viaducts, The tower was truly, with its curved shapes and edges, designed to minimize wind resistance. But of course, when the wind exceeds certain limits, they close the top floor or even the whole tower to protect the public and the staff from the risk posed by turbulent weather conditions. Fascinating fact 8. Switzerland prohibits the ownership of just one guinea pig. Switzerland has a series of laws in place to protect animals, but the most peculiar legislation is related to guinea pigs and why it's illegal to own just one. Guinea pigs are social creatures who need interaction with their species in order to be happy, so the European country has made it illegal to own just one and considers it to be animal abuse. The furry, hamster-like pets get very attached to their owners and partners, so when something does happen to their cage mate, Swiss guinea pig owners need to immediately find another to take its place. Priska Kyung, who runs a sort of matchmaking agency for lonely guinea pigs, is often called in to help. They hardly ever die at the same time, even if they're exactly the same age. People who don't want to get a new guinea pig and lose one of their two animals need an interim solution, Kyung explained to the outlet, which called her service high demand. Even though guinea pigs loathe to be alone, they're a bit picky when it comes to friends. A young animal can annoy a 4 or 5-year-old guinea pig by being too temperamental and active, Kyung said, but she added the opposite could also be true. The guinea pig Cupid has matched guinea pig grandpas who were revitalized by a younger friend. Aside from Switzerland's strict guinea pig rules, they also have a series of other animal rights legislation in place. For example, dog owners have to take a class that instructs them how to properly care for their pups, their variety of needs, and how to handle behavioral situations when they arise before they're allowed to adopt. Fishermen are also required to take a course on humane fishing before they're allowed to start angling. Fascinating facts. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the hair play and the fun, fascinating facts. If so, tap that like and subscribe button. And until next time, live your best life. See you soon.